Alright, so let's talk about random numbers. So random numbers are generated using arc for random uniform, or you can have a random number generated using, for example, number int dot random, and you give it a range. So let's take a look at every single variation here. So let's say if you want to generate a random number to for a situation like coin flip, where you have only have like two possibilities, 0 or 1, you can simply so let's lower this range to be 10, and you can simply say print, for example, coin flip. Okay, and what we are doing here, we are actually returning, we are generating a random number with arc for random uniform, giving it range that we want, like two values, and we want to flip-flop between those two, and then we are converting into int, and we are returning that. And so if I execute this, you can see excuse me, you can see it's actually generating values between 0 and 1, and it's flip-flopping. So it could be like a coin flip app where you show heads or tails, depending upon like what you get, 1 or 0. But this is how you can actually randomize that. Okay, now in case of dice roll, you have values from 1 to 6. So anything from 1 to 6 can come up in the dice roll. So in that case, we can use this dice roll example, and let's run it first. And as you can see, it's actually generating number anywhere from 2 to 6. It didn't generate 1 this time for some reason. So let's see if we can make it generate 1. There we go. So we have 1 and we have 6. So this is how you actually do it if you want to eliminate that 0 lower bound. So you can simply say arc for random, you give it a value, and at the end you actually append 1 that actually increases your lower bound, or append any other number, so we're gonna see like in future examples. But let's say if you want to generate like a random day in a month of day, in a month where month has 31 days. So if you use this function, you can see we are generating random day in the month from 1st to 31st as well, right there. Okay, so we are generating one random number, and as you can see, random numbers are not unique, so they would repeat themselves sometime, like just right next to each other. Okay, but they are definitely randomly selected. Okay, now you can actually change your lower bound, by like adding that value. So let's say if you wanted to find out like a random year in year 2000s, so basically anywhere from 2000 to 2010, then we can actually generate this. So there we go, you have 2001 and 2009 right there. Okay, so you're generating like years now. Now a more generic case would be like if you want to give your own lower and upper bound, and then you want to use those lower and upper bound to generate your values. So for example, in our case, let's give it 2000 and 2010 inclusive, and then we generate, and there we go, we have our years generated with a generic function, and we are using int.random in this case, and we are using in range property or in range function to basically create that range. Now let's say if you don't want to include maximum range, you can just very well say like less than, and it's gonna generate up to 2009. Okay, alright, so this was the random numbers generation inside Swift. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thanks again for watching.